Good morning. So glad you could make it. So we'll start as usual, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, and just letting the body do whatever it feels. Okay, let's go right into a little bit of balance. So we'll inhale, one hand in front of the chest, one knee up, try to point the toes. Exhale, put the foot down, sweep away. So in and out. A few more. Okay. One more thing before we start sun salutations, shoulders. Let's do alternate shoulder rolls. So one and then the other. Breathe through it any way you like. And let the head do whatever it wants. And now go forward. Okay, roll both shoulders back a few times. Keeping the shoulders back and down, let's take ourselves to the top of the mat. We'll lift up all the toes. Imagine an upward pull through the crown and just take a couple breaths. Spread the toes, bring them down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And let's do that a few times. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, fold. Slow at your own pace. Okay, the next time we fold, let's bring the hands to the earth and step back towards a plank. We can have the knees up or the knees down. We'll take a couple breaths. And when you feel ready, lower. Knees, chest, chin. Okay, flatten the feet. Let's do some cobra up down. So hands on the earth, elbows tucked in. Inhale into a cobra. Exhale, right back down. We'll go at our own pace. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Okay, from here, let's take it to a child's pose or a downward facing dog. So either child's pose or down dog, whichever you feel like. And in either position, you can add a little bit of movement if that feels good. You can always sigh at any time. A few more breaths wherever we are. Okay, we'll get ready to step a foot forward. So either from all fours or from down dog. Inhale, extend a leg. And let's take a couple breaths with the leg extended. And then when you're ready, invite the foot forward. And if you are from down dog, put the back knee down. So you might want to block underneath the hand opposite to the front leg. Or maybe you'll be comfortable with fingertips or the hand flat. The same arm side as the bent leg. Hand comes onto the thigh. We press and rotate. You can keep the hand on the leg or bring it up. About 5 breaths. Another option, we can keep the back knee on the floor or bring it up. Okay, if your back knee is down, bring it up. The top arm, bring the forearm onto the bent thigh. Now your back leg, turn the foot down onto the floor. We're going to shift into an extended warrior 2. If the transition doesn't make sense, you just get there any way you like. About 5 more breaths, maybe more. Stretching the whole side of the body. Keeping the legs steady, come up to a warrior 2. Of course, if you want to stretch the leg really quick, feel free. Find your warrior 2. Turn the head same direction as the bent knee. Strong legs ripping the mat apart. If the arms are tired, of course, they can come down. Long, deep breaths. Okay, rest the arms, lengthen the front leg, shifting the hips a little. Getting ourselves ready for triangle. And then from triangle, half moon. So you might want to have a block close by. If you don't have a block, that's all good. In triangle, you can use your own leg. And then half moon, if you can't comfortably reach the floor, you could grab onto a chair or you could work on balancing half moon, which is a whole nother level. Okay, so let's get into our triangles. So we remind ourselves it's okay for the back hip to kind of roll in. We inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Drop the arm when we can't reach anymore. The top arm can either be up or on the hip. We imagine the head resting on something. And it's about 10 breaths. Let's breathe into the belly. So make sure you're comfortable. If it's a little challenging, just slide up a little. Rest the head on the imaginary support. Okay, top hand comes to the hip, bends the front knee, grab the block if you have it, slide it like an arm's distance forward, just outside the foot. So we can either shift the weight and just launch the back leg up or take a bunch of little steps. So see what you feel like for today. Lift that back leg, stack hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. Top hands can stay on the hip or come up. And we breathe. And let's take off as much weight as we can from the bottom arm. Look for a lightness through the bottom arm. Okay, we'll come out of it by just coming up to standing. Oh, and shake it out. I'll just take a little moment before the other side. Alternate shoulder rolls again. One shoulder back, other shoulder back. Change direction, go forward. Okay, both shoulders back a few times. All right, next time keep the shoulders back and down. Come back to the top of the mat. And we'll get ready to do the other side. So lift up the toes. Find the lift through the crown. Take a couple breaths. Find something to relax. Spread out the toes, bring them down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Do a few of these with our breath. Next time we fold, hands to earth, step it, plank, take a breath or two. Lower knees, chest, chin. And this time, let's do a sphinx. So we'll come onto the forearms. The elbows can be under the shoulders or a little more forward. We can kind of rock the hips a little so we can feel the hip bones. And then we'll just lift up through the heart and the long, deep breaths. Okay, let's take it back to child's pose. We'll do a wide leg child's pose. So open up the knees and we'll work on the traction of the spine by walking the fingertips forward as we shift the hips back. We'll do that for the first few breaths and then we can relax. So for the first few breaths, walk the fingers forward, shift the hips back. Relax the head. If it doesn't hit the floor, just put something down for the head. Okay, just let yourself relax into the child's. Okay, can either stay in child's pose or come up to down dog. And we'll just take a few more breaths before we go into the other side. Okay, when you're ready, if you're in child's pose, you can either come to down dog or go to all fours. And then from there, let's extend the other leg. Take a few breaths. Okay, with an exhale, invite the foot forward, back knee comes down, and we'll get ready for the rotation. So, and the back foot could be flat or tucked, whatever you feel like more for now. The front hand that's inside the leg, it could be flat or on a block. The other hand comes onto the thigh. We press and twist. So here we have our options. The arm could come up. We also have the option for the back knee to come up. So just find what feels good and breathe into it. Okay, take the top arm, bring the forearm onto the thigh of the bent leg. Pick up the back knee if it's down, turn the foot, and we find our way into an extended warrior two. And again, if it's awkward, you just make your way here any way that makes sense. All right, let's come up to warrior two. If you need to adjust the legs or anything else, go right ahead. If you want to take a moment to lengthen the leg, feel free. And of course, the arms can be down. Long, deep breaths, turning the head, same direction as the bent leg. Okay, relax the arms, lengthen the leg, and take a moment just to shift through the hips. All right, let's get ready for triangle. So remind ourselves the back hip can roll in. So if the back foot wants to move, angle out a little more, just let it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. When you can't reach anymore, drop the hand wherever it lands. It's just fine. Top arm either up or on the hip. And then let's imagine a support for the head. So the head's just resting on something, maybe an imaginary table or like a little hammock. Long, deep breaths. Okay, the top arm's up, bring it down to the hip. Turn the head to look down. Bend the front knee. Grab the block if you're using it, about an arm's distance forward. So we can either walk the back foot in or kind of launch ourselves. Lift that back leg. Stack hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. Maybe the top arm up. Both legs nice and strong. Long, deep breaths. Okay, we'll come out of it by coming up to standing. Oh, and shake it out. Okay, one last little balancing. We'll do our dancer pose. So let's start by just shifting the weight side to side. Maybe even in a circular motion. Just feeling the weight Move across the feet. All right, so we'll notice which leg we want to stand on first. And just kind of pour the weight into that leg. When you're ready, take your time. Bend the other knee, see if you can catch the foot. You can always use a strap if you can't catch it. Invite the knees together. Long, deep breaths. Use the other arm for balance as you need to. Okay, now the other arm comes forward. We keep the chest lifted and the arm lifted. Start to press the foot into the hands and maybe lean forward. Okay, come out of it. Give ourselves a little shake. So we know which leg to stand on now, but we'll still take a moment, maybe close the eyes. Just let the weight shift. Just feeling how the distribution of weight moves through the feet. Okay, as you feel ready, start to shift into the other leg. Once you feel solid, pick up the foot, catch it with a hand or with a prop. Invite the knees as close together as are willing to go. And let's breathe. Okay, bring the arm forward. Let's gently press into the hand. Tilt forward as we keep the arm and the chest lifted. Okay, come out of it. Give ourselves a little shake. Now let's make our way down to the mat for a few seated positions. If there's anything you want to grab, socks, sweaters, any props for relaxation, go right ahead. And of course, you can sit on something like some blankets or a couple blocks. And we'll just start in staff pose. So feet engaged, toes pulling towards us, spine long, and just a few breaths. Okay, let's take it into the twist. So the bottom leg can move towards the center a little. The top leg can tuck in with the foot inside the foot or outside the foot. Also, if you want to tuck in your bottom leg, totally an option. We'll interlace around the knee, long spine, proud open chest, long deep breaths. When you're ready, take it into the twist. So we're twisting towards the bent leg. Back hand comes behind, and the breath keeps flowing. Okay, turn the head to center, keep the twist. All right, let's come out of it. We'll pick up the leg, give it a rock. Circle. Other direction. And finally, foot inside the thigh. If you want to put something underneath the leg, go right ahead. And we'll do a little forward tilt as long as that's comfortable for the back. If not, you can just sit upright. So we'll take it breath by breath. Each inhale will get a little longer through the spine. And each exhale, a little tilt, trying to avoid rounding in the low back. So let's just take a moment here, breath by breath. Okay, come out of it when you're ready. The extended leg, bring the foot to the other foot, so the soles of the feet together. Let's just take a little moment. We could do a little up, down. Look for the length again through the spine. And a few breaths here. Okay, let's extend the other leg. And we'll kind of do everything backwards. So we'll start not all the way backwards because we'll do our rocking first. So pick up the other leg, rock it, circle, other direction. Okay, foot inside the thigh. Forward bend if that feels good, breath by breath. Okay, come out of it. We'll go into the twist. So take the leg that's bent. See if you want it inside or outside. Interlace. Long spine, long deep breaths. Take it into the twist. Keep the twist. Turn the head to center. Okay, come out of it. Let's make our way down onto the back. If you want to put on any extra clothing or grab any stuff, go right ahead. Knees to chest to start. Just take a breath or two here. All right, let's relax the arms. We'll inhale, extend one leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend the other leg. Exhale, bend. You can play with pressing up through the heels, spreading the toes, or if you want, you could also point the foot. You can alternate, whatever feels good. Oh, yeah, we can inhale as we extend, exhale as we bend, and take as much or as little time as you like with the movements. Okay, next time you have a leg extended, let's lift and lower it a few times, just within a comfortable range of movement. You can be holding on to the opposite knee or not. All right, the next time it comes down, let's bring it all the way to the floor. Catch the opposite knee, take ourselves into a twist. So we can have the foot on top of the thigh or hook it behind. The bottom leg, we can roll all the way onto the outer edge. So the little toe side foot, little toe side of the foot is down. Now, if your opposite shoulder starts lifting up, just move both shoulders same direction as the knee. I like to turn my head away from the knee to kind of finish the twist, but whatever you like. Let's just breathe into it. Okay, come back to center. And before we go into the other side, just do a few pelvic lifts. So just inhaling the pelvis up, exhaling down. Go at your own pace. If you want, you can add the arms, inhaling the arms up as the pelvis comes up, down as the pelvis comes down. Okay, next time we come down, let's tuck the legs in. And again, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Just do a few. Next time the opposite leg is extended, go ahead, lift and lower a few times. And bring the leg all the way down. Catch onto the outer leg of the outer side of the bent leg. See if you want the foot on top or behind. If the opposite shoulder comes up, we just move both shoulders over and maybe turn the head away from the knee. Breathe into the twist. Okay, come back to center when you're ready. Maybe just lift and lower the pelvis just a couple times to reset. And now go into any version of twist that you like, or if there's any other like finishing movements you'd like to do, or any last stretches you'd like to get in. Anything that helps you get ready for relaxation. Okay, come back to center. Set yourself up for relaxation. So, however you want that to be, it could be legs extended, or maybe some supports underneath the lower legs. I'm doing this one, knees bent, leaning one into the other. Wherever you are, make sure that you feel comfortable and relaxed. Let's give ourselves permission to let everything go. Okay. Let's very, 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 very gently start to wake the body mind. Give ourselves a full body stretch once it feels good. And once nice and stretched, knees to chest. Hug the knees in, rock side to side. All the way to one side. Rest for a moment in a fetal position. And with the strength of the arms, press up. And let's make our way into any comfortable seated position. Look for the upward pull through the crown. Feel the parts of the body touching the earth. Relax the shoulders. And let's just take a moment to sit with ourselves. Feeling and receiving the weight of the hands on the legs. Feeling and receiving the natural movement of breath. Noticing whatever is present. So noticing the sounds around us. Any sensations within us. Noticing the types of thoughts that pop up without holding on to anyone. Just being aware. And before we close, maybe we can plant a thought or an intention, maybe a word of encouragement, maybe an affirmation. Maybe a reminder of gratitude. Maybe and I love you. Okay, we'll close with a bow, acknowledging, honoring the light, love, and wisdom within ourselves, within each other, and within all. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you've had a good practice and I hope you have an amazing day. So I'll see you Thursday over on Google Meet and then Friday back here on YouTube. Thank you so very, very much. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.